Two of a kind.
They're similar. Together. Forever.
Family.
They think alike.
Best friends.
Connected.
They share many things.
Like a birthday. Inseparable.
Twins, by Melissa Philmeyer Marzin.
We came from a larger family of 7, but we were always treated special and different by our friends and relatives because we were the twins. I was a slightly taller build than my sister, but other than that, we were completely identical.
I love my other siblings, but there's just no comparison between the relationship of twins. It's really a unity, a oneness. We were always viewed as the heart of the family and always at the center of attention.
We had a lot in common and shared the same interests. We loved the ocean, the river, and the view of the city.
Many considered us to be modern and before our times, always unique to the core and always standing tall, together.
However, in 1993, we had a little scare. There was an attack on my system. It never amounted to too much internal damage, but it did leave me cautious and vulnerable.
I prayed and prayed to God that she would be okay, that she would heal.
I survived, and we were bound and determined as twins to see each other through every day, together, inseparable.
Researchers have found about 40% of twins invent their own languages. They create their own vocabulary and apply meanings to sounds, even if those sounds are complete nonsense.
It was hard for anyone to tell us apart. Growing up, our closest friends in our family could. But for some reason, our teachers couldn't. Even if we were standing right next to each other. So, of course, like any set of twins, what did we do? We pulled the oldest twin trick in the book. We
Switched classes. I was better at social studies and English.
and I was better at math and science.
Since we went to a private school that required us to wear uniforms, we dressed the same way anyway. All we had to do was change the way we wore our hair.
Once we figured this out, I would go take her test and she would take mine. Didn't take long for our mother to realize when we both pulled straight A's that term.
They say that twins speak their own language. But we not only speak our own language, we have our own little world, where it seems like it's just the two of us.
My twin is much a part of me as a limb or an organ. Without her, I wouldn't know how to survive.
Although fraternal twins are in 2 different placentas, researchers found they begin interacting with one another while in the womb.
Some people refer to a boyfriend or a girlfriend, a husband or a wife as their other half. But my twin truly is my other half. Sometimes my better half and sometimes my worst. But always a part of me to make me whole, to make me complete. I was born 3 minutes earlier. 3 whole minutes is the only thing that separates us as the older and the youngest sibling. But other than that, we have always been seen as one, as twins, brothers. However, we are fraternal twins. We share the same birthday, and that's about it. Although we are constantly being compared to each other, despite being so different in so many ways. But our sameness left us competitive with each other, whether it be a sport or in the classroom, always competing to get the better grade, starting position on the team, or even the cuter girlfriend. Despite the in-house rivalry, we are always cheering for each other because we are brothers and we are twins. What greater bond could any sibling wish for? Everyone assumes because we are fraternal twins that we don't share the same bond as identical twins. But I can tell you, I know when he is happy. I know when he is sad. And I know when he is hurting. Twins always know what the other one needs.
Twin tuition is real. Many twins reported that they can
of the other twin. They can also experience identical events with short gaps of time.
We always share an intuition with one another.
When I lost my first tooth, hours later, she lost her first tooth.
When I had my appendix taken out, the next day, she had her appendix taken out.
She was diagnosed with breast cancer. 1 month later, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
We have shared these inseparable moments of happiness and sadness throughout our entire lives. Everyone knows us as the twins. That's how they refer to us. We are one entity, but two separate bodies. It's always we, never me.
What is the last memory you have of your twin?
I was sitting in the airport, about ready to catch my flight. As we had done every day, we were talking that morning, on the phone, over coffee, just discussing little things like what she had bought at Macy's that weekend. And had I seen that latest episode of Friends,
We were joking around on the phone. And then her flight was called over the loudspeaker.
Flight 11 to Los Angeles is now boarding.
As we were about to hang up the phone, I remember. There was a strange feeling, a stillness, as if we just knew that this was going to be the last time we ever spoke. The words, "I love you," just hung in the air.
It's 8:40 a.m. here in New York City on a clear and beautiful fall September day. Coming up in the second
we had just
hour.
taken off. When we realized the pilots were not in control. The hijackers told us they had some planes to just stay quiet. And we would all be okay. But I knew we were not okay. They took over the plane, and it felt like hours. There was only minutes before we saw the Twin Towers and looked towards the skyline, and there they were. The last thing I would ever see. Twins.
The sky was clear and blue, a beautiful New York City day. I was just admiring the scenery when, out of nowhere,
A news to report. We have just learned that one of the twin towers here in New York City was
I was
hit
hit.
by a plane.
the pain, no one could ever measure the amount of pain I felt in my side. The attack was worse than 1993, and I knew immediately it was different, more severe. Whatever it was that attacked my internal structure was toxic. It burned inside of me.
I saw her side being punctured. There was nothing I could do to stop it.
You are watching the live coverage of the Twin Towers, where the North Tower has been
We
hit
have
by
yet
a
to
plane.
learn if it is a small jet that may have gotten off their flight path or what exactly has happened.
I had just returned home from the fire department to find him rushing down the front stairs. I had just pulled 2 night shifts in a row. They say New York City is a city that never sleeps. Neither does their fire department. My pager went off, and I stormed out the door to help with yet another emergency. He was in such a hurry. I was so exhausted that we didn't even get to say goodbye.
There was a gaping hole in her side where the object had struck her. As I watched her, suffering There was nothing I could do to help.
My phone rang.
A plane just flew into the building.
A plane just flew into the building!
Calm down. What are you talking about?
The tower! The North Tower! It was just hit by a plane!
Where are you?
93rd floor in the South Tower. We are safe. It was just the North Tower.
You need to get out of there! Now!
I'm so scared. I'm so scared. What should I do? Help me! Help me!
Get to the stairwell! Head to the stairs! Get out of there! Hello? Hello?
Because moments later, I was attacked too.
It is still uncertain as to whether or not this was an accident.
Oh my God! The South Towers has just been struck by a plane and hit with the.
This is not an accident!
Jonas, eerily quiet. No sound. Just fire burning the floor below us. I was under my desk. It got so hot from the flames from below began to burn my feet. There was no exit. The floor below us had been decimated. No stairway. I had no escape. I had no choice. I had to jump. I had no choice.
As you see here, on our live picture of the World Trade
See a
Center,
billowing cloud of black smoke coming from
Both towers have now been hit by airplanes.
Cell tower was still standing. The sides concrete and papers falling from the sky. There were people falling too.
When we arrived, there were clouds of dust suffocating us. It looked as if a volcano erupted and everyone was covered with ash. People were evacuating the buildings in a hurry, but we are careful not to panic.
We are just learning that the two
United
planes
Flights
that hit the
11
building.
and 175, both heading for Los Angeles. All air traffic has
Been grounded.
As professionals, as rescuers, it was our job and it was our responsibility to make sure not to panic. But you could sense the fear and uncertainty of those escaping the South Tower as we were about to enter. This was something bigger than we had ever trained for, and no matter how much training, you could never prepare yourself for what we were about to witness. After I heard the news, I rushed to the scene. Though I wasn't in uniform, with so many people rushing away, the plume of smoke blocking my visibility, I couldn't see anything. I just stood there, watching, doing nothing to save a single person. And then,
After 56 minutes, I collapsed.
There have been in Manhattan one
Oh my
plane
God.
colliding with one twin.
Oh my God!
If you could imagine this situation,
That is the North Tower collapsing right in front of our eyes. Ashes to ashes.
we had to save as many people as we could. It was our job. It was our mission. No one to be left behind.
As rescue officials were trying to evacuate the tower.
Laugh.
I love you! So simple. So precious. I loved you!
I need to get through. Let me through, goddammit!
A half hour later, I fell to the ground. I felt the pain, the pressure of the cement blocks, the steel crashing through me. It hurt. It all hurt so much. Both towers have now collapsed.
You're waiting to hear if there are any survivors.
This could be the bloodiest day on record for American history.
Dust to dust.
Both of the twin towers have now collapsed.
Al-Qaeda has resumed responsibility for the attacks of what we are now calling Ground Zero. Please stay tuned.
Please stay tuned.
Please
For
stay
the
tuned.
continuous coverage
Continuous
of
coverage
America
of
under
America.
attack.
Under attack.
There is no difference between how the loss of a twin, whether they be identical twins, two fraternal twins, can impact their surviving twin.
The loss of a twin is associated with greater grief than the loss of any other relative, including a spouse.
He was always so brave. When I heard that he had rushed into the second tower to help those who were trapped, it didn't surprise me. It's exactly how we would have wanted to go, making sure somebody else was safe. It's what we were trained to do together. But he went in alone.
There is an extreme loneliness that twins feel when they lose their co-twin.
Everyday reminders, such as a song or a smell, can reawaken the fact that their twin is no longer present.
I was watching Friends the other day on TV. The reruns. Drinking coffee. Just like that morning, I see them sitting in a coffee shop. New York City. Central Park. All smiles. But the only thing that I think of when I watch Friends is that I lost my best friend in that city. Then I start to wonder, did she suffer? What was the last thing she heard? The last thing she remembers? When they handed me her death certificate, they might as well have handed me mine too.
Survivor guilt is often felt when any person escapes a traumatic situation and another is lost. With twins, this becomes more complicated, as they not only question their reason for living, but simultaneously know.
Not only did I lose my sister, I lost my safety. It seemed as if no one cared that I lost my twin sister that day. Only that I was a Muslim. The question I got all the time when I would go down to Ground Zero was if I was related to Osama bin Laden. Or some people would ask me if I was crying because I was ashamed of what
there's this sort of void left when one twin dies. And the claustrophobia of the relationship becomes a comfort in some way. But it seems unusual to breathe now. I lost my brother, my best friend, my twin.
To some degree, I was jealous of the Twin Towers. I thought, why were they lucky to die together? Why couldn't we have died together? We had done everything else together. Why couldn't we have died together? For the first time in my life, I truly feel alone. I live with heartache every single day. It seems as if I've been cut in half. I'm forever without my other half.
The hate mail was the worst. Being called a towelhead or a terrorist when I walked down the street by perfect strangers. What no one understands is that my faith does not preach hate. I do not hate because I know we are all just wanting to understand.
The hardest part is relearning who I am in a world without her. Without her, it is a long road. And now it is just me.
No, we
Just me.
solitude.
Ashes to ashes.
I walked down to Ground Zero the other day, and the place is so empty. And there's just this hole where the terrorists left the destruction.
Dust to dust.
I still look for him every single day. I hope maybe, just maybe, he will rise from the rubble and tell me he is okay. Everything will be okay.
When I walked down by Ground Zero,